Hi, my name is Jamal Jackson, and today I will be telling you about the media system in Panama. The emergence of media in Panama. Panama's prime location in Central America caused the United States broadcasting to be heavily influenced in the country. Radio broadcasting began in 1922, with television following in 1956. La Prensa was founded in 1981. La Prensa was a newspaper that opposed the rule of dictators. The emergence of media in Panama continued. La Prensa ended in 1989 when it overthrew the famous dictator Manuel Noriega. Panama was a dictatorship from 1969 to 1989. Eduardo Antonio Quiros B. said that today Panama has strong and free institutions. During that time, the Panamanian people demonstrated their commitment to all forms of freedom, especially freedom of the press. Government involvement. The government has subsidized some news outlets and periodically censored others. Press and radio were tightly controlled by the government, but due to the ratification of the Panama Canal treaties, much of press freedom was restored. Throughout the 1980s, conflicts between the government and opposition media, notably La Prensa, escalated. The government blamed La Prensa and its publisher, Roberto Eisenman Jr., for much of the negativity they received in the United States. This led to the attacking of the paper, harassment of the writers, and in 1986, Eisenman fled to the U.S., claiming his life had been threatened. Government involvement continued. Events in 1987 increased the level of conflict between government and the media. Strict censorship was instituted over all newspapers and radio and television news broadcasts. In response to this, three opposition papers had to suspend publication. In July, La Prensa and two other papers, as well as two radio stations, had been closed. The government pressured the remaining stations and newspapers to engage in self censorship and attempted to crack down on foreign press coverage. Government involvement continued. In October, President Del Valle proposed a law that would have made the publishing of false, distorted, or inexact news a crime which held individual journalists responsible. Pro government media even attacked this proposal, which later got rejected by the legislature. Although the future reopening of opposition media seemed bright for 1988, it seemed unlikely that the government would seize their control over news coverage. Political parties and the media. Panama has a multi party system, and parties must work with each other to form coalition governments. Even when Panama has been under civilian democratic rule, its press has had less freedom than in most Latin American countries. Due to defamation laws, prominent figures have effectively been shielded from stringent criticism. Many politicians have sued Panamanian journalists, and a Peruvian journalist threatened the expulsion in the late 1990s. Not long after the inauguration of Mireya Moscoso Rodriguez's presidency in 1999, the more stringent libel laws were repealed. Development. Highly dynamic scene with over 100 radio stations and several TV networks, and the younger generations are driving the charge. Impressive internet penetration growth has taken place with over 1.5 million current users. Hitler Cigarista, director of Capital Financiero, Panama's largest financial newspaper, states, "This is a new game. These people want to know what is happening as soon as possible." But in exclamation, print media is far from dead. Development continued. Antonio Quiroz B. said, I think people still want to pay money to sit down and hold a newspaper in their hands while drinking their coffee. Whatever your political persuasion, media preference, or field of interest, Panama has proven it can deliver a wide variety of local content. With a rich history, the media system is likely to continue shaping developments in Panama for years to come. Social media stats in Panama. The number one stat in Panama is Facebook, coming in at 37.41% usage. The number two stat in Panama is Instagram, coming in at 30.8% usage. Number three is Twitter, coming in at 18.01% usage. Number four is Pinterest, coming in at 8.9% usage. Number five is YouTube, coming in at 4.56% usage. And last but not least, Reddit, coming in at 0.12% usage. This is my reference page. This concludes my presentation over the media system in Panama. Thank you for watching.